Okay, now for the Dala. Scenarios for out of bounds. Number 1, and make note a lot of them really are exactly the same as the Pilo. Number 1, there's a player right here and he has the Dala. Something happens, he lets go of the ball rolls across this line. Ball is dead. Number 2, player's over here. You say he passes the ball, he tries to pass the ball over here, it goes out of bounds. It rolls over his own Kaga line. In this case, no penalty exists because this is the player's Kaga zone, and his team can go in and retrieve the ball at any time, and there's no penalty for doing so. Scenario number 3, player is carrying the Dala. He's hip checked, out of bounds with the ball. Guess what? Dala's dead, player's out of the game. Same applies when, of course, when the player isn't even carrying a ball whatsoever. You can be eliminated from a match in the exactly the same way. Now that we're moving this way across the field, say we go to this side and the player has the Dala over in this corner. Say they're right near the edge of the Kaga zone, they get pushed out of bounds. Not only are they out of the game, your opponent gets the Dala because the ball is now in their Kaga zone, and then they are free to take the ball and put it back onto the field of play. Here's another one that I think is interesting though, and it's quite different from the Pilo. There's a player and he's coming downfield and he's going to shoot, and he shoots at the Imra, and for some reason he's not so good. He doesn't time the shot right, it isn't rightly executed. Say it hits the Imra and goes out, or it just misses completely and goes down over into the Kaga zone. In this case, the team that does this concedes the elusive 1 point. So there is a penalty when you try to take a shot at the Imra and do not score. So what it also does is it makes the score a little more interesting than just multiples of 5. So be really careful when you're shooting at the Imra, because if you happen to miss and it goes out of bounds, your opponent gets the ball and you concede 1 point. Now, same here applies over here with the Tanzus. If there's a player over here and the ball kind of slips out, lands in one of these Tanzus, if there's an eligible player in one of those Tanzus, he can take the ball out. If there isn't an eligible player, any number of players can find that ball